British officials releasing about 8,500 pages of previously classified reports that document sightings of unidentified flying objects by the military and members of the public dating back to the 1950s. But what is not there, missing reports of the Rendlesham Forest Incident that happened in the late 1980s. Linda Moulton Howe, our investigative reporter, has covered this story inside and out. This is an interesting story, Linda. Where are the files?
Well, this was, to me, quite fascinating to see the headlines today that the National Archives in England released 35 files from the British Ministry of Defense containing 8,500 pages of what they called related documents, drawings, letters, and parliamentary questions covering the years 2000 to 2005. But the BBC News assigned staff to go through these newly released files and reported today, quote, intelligence papers on the Rendlesham incident have gone missing. Officials found a huge gap where defense intelligence files should have been, close quote. The missing files were about the December 26 to 28, 1980 aerial lights, beams, and craft of unknown origin at the joint UK and American RAF Woodbridge Bentwaters Air Base. And as you and the Coast and Earth Files audiences know, I have been working very closely with former U.S. Air Force Airman First Class John Burroughs, who had close encounters on both of those nights with unidentified lights and was rumored by those outside of him to have either jumped up on a craft of unknown origin or was taken up in a beam of light. And I have also interviewed many who were working at the air base when all of this phenomena persisted for 72 hours. Deputy Base Commander Charles Halt told me in August of 2009 that he contacted a person he knew in the National Security Agency in Fort Meade, Maryland, to ask what information the NSA had about the Bentwaters events. The NSA employee told Colonel Halt the NSA had, quote, a thick file about Bentwaters, close quote, but Colonel Halt did not have a need to know. The colonel told me it was his personal opinion that the National Security Agency took over the Bentwaters investigation soon after the December 26 to 28, 1980 events. So what the news about missing Bentwaters files reported today means to me is that someone in the U.S. and UK who actually knows what is in those Bentwaters files is perhaps running scared, and having them disappear, quote unquote, is the cleanest way to keep the media and public away from the facts that have been suppressed by both the UK and U.S. governments for the past 30 years. And George, London-based Nick Pope, who once managed the UFO desk in the MOD, emailed me today, quote, whatever the truth of this is, it's an extremely unfortunate situation. It has been MOD policy since 1967 that all UFO files should be permanently retained in view of their historical importance and the related public interest, close quote. And then, from my point of view, I do not believe the RAF Bentwaters files are really missing, but have been relocated to another archive, perhaps Suitland, Maryland, where the NSA and CIA's most sensitive files are supposed to be archived.
I agree, Linda. Stay on this story for us. Linda Moulton Howe, her website, earthfiles.com.